Hey, what's going on, everyone? It is David Palmer, Leo King, and this is your weekend astrology forecast for the weekend of February the 6th through the 4th through the 5th. I'm already too far ahead of 2023. Hope everybody's doing wonderful out there. Of course, this is a big full moon in Leo this weekend. I hope everybody does have a good weekend. This is a very unique full moon. I will say that there's a fucking balloon. If anything could prove astrology is correct with Uranus, the last thing that you could predict or think about, a fucking white balloon from China that you don't know what it is or what it's got in it. That's the horoscope. But I feel like, you know what, this is a very interesting weekend because I know the full moon's going to be wrapped up so much in our consciousness, and it's being in Leo, and it is the sun in Aquarius, and we've got this exact sun moon at 16 degrees in Leo Aquarius, with the moon being there in Leo and the sun in Aquarius square Uranus at 15 degrees. We've got Mars and Venus, which Venus moving at her fastest speed right now, squaring over to Mars during this full moon. You know, there's a lot of pressure in the chart, but I feel like it's about how we deal with the pressure, how we stay positive, how we don't get caught up in being too brash. I think a lot of this is really where we can find our love and our connection and ways to move forward and create things in life. If anything, it's popping everything and bringing everything to the surface. You really can't hide with Aquarius, Leo, and Taurus. It's Scorpio where the South Node is that kind of makes us realize, you know, there really is nowhere to go but up. There really is nowhere to go but happy. There really is nowhere to go but together. And that's really what this full moon is this weekend. Where are we all in our shadows, bringing them up to the light? And where are we bringing up the stuff that really we'll realize doesn't matter as much when it comes to things that we're still holding on to emotionally that really are not positive, are not moving us forward, and are not bringing us that connective force. I know that Venus and Pisces is a beautiful place, and it could really help Mars and Gemini here figure out how to make our dreams more possible, to put our attention where we need to put it more attention. Mars, of course, is trying to teach Venus, even though Mars really doesn't have much of a say in this one, but it is saying how to focus on the things that make the dream happen. So what we need to focus on are the good things. What we need to focus on are the things that are the dream. And what we have to really pay attention to spiritually and consciously, because this full moon it's in somewhat of a trine to Jupiter here, so there is some really big positivity, and more importantly, it's in trine to Chiron. There's a really big healing element to this full moon. I know it seems crazy and there's unpredictable things happening, but it's almost like it's all coming to a head about situations to make you realize whatever stuff is down there in the bottom of your shadows or your unhappiness or whatever it might be that might just be still hanging in a little cave, that all you have is up. There is no bottom. That's the illusion. This is a great time in our lives to redouble our efforts into being better to others, to being better to ourselves, our own happiness, and finding ways for all of the things in life that seem like they're hard to put together. Even my DJ mix was different. Even there's a fucking balloon across America from China that we don't know what it is. I think that's the best part about it. I also think when there's too much Uranus, keep it as simple as you can. When it comes spiritually, keep it as spiritual as you can by not getting too caught up in trying to overcomplicate things and trying to overanalyze it all. Venus is saying that exalted in Pisces in the square to Mars and Gemini and saying, you don't need to have all these ideas and thoughts about how it's got to look and how it's got to be. It's in the head. Follow the compassion. Follow the flow. Follow what is only up. And you'll do great. The card for this full moon is, I did get a Page of Pentacles upright. So it's about starting at the most basic and easy levels of like what's important and where can we find the simple things instead of looking at anything that we can't create or that we don't value. Look at the things that we do. All the pages are young, they're positive, they're offerings for us. Where are the offerings in your life with the very basic attitude and understanding of gratitude? That they're even there. And we got an Ace of Swords in reversed. Yeah, it feels like so much of the mind is the issue. But really, it's when we keep staying on a same issue and we don't go to a new place with our mind, which I think is led more, of course, by spirit in this case. But I think it is one of those moments where it's like the more that we stay on the same page that isn't moving forward, the longer it takes and the more agitated we get or the more we feel stuck when we're really not stuck. Remember, it's all the planets forward. Yes, it's a lot of energy, but at the same time, there's a big traffic jam. There's so many planets in square that it could feel like we're boxed in when really it's about letting this pressure create this beautiful time in our life and focus on these positive signs in all these positive ways. And remember, the only thing that we lose is when we just don't get in our own way of our heads and we stay in a disconnected space and we don't all, there's going to be confrontations, Mars square Venus. There's going to be confrontations, Sun square Uranus. There's going to be confrontations, full moon and Leo square Uranus opposed the sun. And with this full moon that's happening this weekend, I think it's important for us to not trip out too much. And to remember that as we come into the end of the weekend, into next week, as this moon's going to finish in Leo and oppose Saturn and come into Virgo, as we come into next week, we have a lot that we can start making changes with. And we're also getting ready for, the second half of Aquarius season this next 2 weeks with a lot to be thankful for and a lot that we can start to move forward with, even when it doesn't seem like we have all the answers. Maybe the only answer is finding the easiest way to get out of our own shadows. I appreciate it so much. Thank you for being a part of High Vibe TV, and I'll see you on Monday.